Hey, MLS listing subscribers, welcome back to another Vendor Spotlight. I'm your host, as always, Dave Scalora, and we got another great update for you. Thrilled to welcome back Roger Stewart from Realtor.com. Roger, how you doing?
Fantastic.
All right, great to have you on. We had you on, I think, back in a few months ago.
Mhm.
We were talking a little bit of listing intelligence, and I know you've got a new toolkit coming out as well in a couple of weeks, which I think you can give us a little tease here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so if you're ready, I tell you what, let's take a look at what you guys got here.
I'm ready. So, as you mentioned, we got Listing Toolkit. This is a new product that we're rolling out here in June. We're kind of launch, so it's starting out in a few markets. As we go through June and into July, we're going to be branching out and extending this out into larger markets. So, I'll go through kind of a quick highlight so everybody knows what it is and where they can get it. And if they're interested, I'll have information at the end where they can go request more info and get on the list for when it launches in San Francisco Bay Area.
Fantastic.
All right. So last time we were on here, we talked a little bit about some other features that we just launched, which is listing intelligence. I'll kind of go over that real quick for anybody that didn't make it. Um, what we're trying to do here is create kind of a complete toolkit for agents to go after sellers. We've kind of focused a lot of our energies over the years. We try to get buyers and sellers, but finding a way out to those sellers and find for the listing agents has always been kind of the holy grail. And they tend to be a little elusive. And so we're still working on that. We've got kind of an overall enhanced view of this. And I mentioned before we have our listing intelligence. This is kind of the first part of it that we did roll out. This is the free portion, and every one of your members has access to this right now in their dashboard. So they just launch their Realtor.com dashboard and go straight to their listings. It has a lot of a wealth of information that's kind of built into it. I'll just jump right into it because, like I said, we kind of talked about this before. But they're simply log into their dashboard, go straight to the listing section, click on any listing, and they're going to see a lot of new features and intelligence there that provides information on what's happening with their listing. We've got quality signals in there that let them know how well their listings are performing compared to other listings in that market on similar properties. We also have some performance signals that'll let them know not only how well they're performing, but kind of where they are gauged with those other properties. In other words, how well are they competing, or are they missing a few things? On here, we have completeness scores. So if there's anything that's the system to let them know, hey, you might have pictures or different aspects of the list might be spruced up a little bit to be more competitive. And this is all really coming from all the data we gather on a regular basis on all of our viewers and all of our consumers out there that are searching for properties in that market. Now, the cool thing about this is while we are talking about its completeness compared to those other listings on Realtor.com, when they go in and make the adjustments, of course, they can make them in their dashboard, but we always recommend they go back to the MLS and make them there because they automatically flow through to Realtor.com then within usually 15, 20 minutes. Now, the cool thing is if they make those adjustments at the MLS level, and we know those adjustments are going to help better position that listing out on the market, when it flows through to Realtor.com, it's also flowing through to every other place that their listings live. And so we're able to provide that amount of intelligence so that they know exactly what types of things they need to update, upgrade. There's a performance index, again, that does a direct match of how that particular listing is compared to other listings of the same price, same market, features. We also have market trend information in there so they can kind of see from a higher level exactly what's happening in that market so they can stay up to date. And these are all real-time stats that are coming in directly through our economics team and everything we're seeing on Realtor.com. We have matching buyers information. I think this is probably the most valuable portion of this, or at least one of the top two, because it provides all that intelligence for those listing agents on who's looking at their listings, where are they coming from. You can see the zip codes in the cities where they're popular. So you may have all your marketing targeted right there in your local market looking for buyers and trying to attract more customers. But when you actually go in here and look, you might realize that the people that are coming in and searching this market for the type of listings you have are from somewhere completely different. And so we thought had a lot of agents kind of discover that. then that kind of gives you a little bit of food for thought to kind of reposition maybe where you're doing a lot of your marketing. So that's all built in here as well. And then, of course, on top of that, it's got fantastic seller performance reports that you can share with your sellers, multiple sellers, family members, that keeps them up to date on what's happening. You can pick and choose which pieces of the report that you want to include or don't want to include. Plus, it also gives you a lot of fact-based information to have maybe some conversations, especially as the market continues to change, on maybe some things that the seller needs to do to make their property a little more competitive in their market. So there's a lot of great features in here, and they've also added a performance update that comes to the agent that basically says, here's all your listings this week. This is how they're all performing, because you may make some tweaks this week, which makes you more competitive with the other listings that are out there. But in the next week or so, some are going to get sold. There's new listings going to hit the market. That may adjust. So you might have to go in and tweak a few things to maintain that competitive edge. Plus, we know the consumers change. So with what we are seeing with the direction of the consumers are heading, that's also going to affect some of these metrics. So all information is in there. Again, all part of the free product, Listing Intelligence, that we launched and talked last time. And it's available for any one of your members. All they do is log into their Realtor.com dashboard, the listing section, and it's already there. All this information is already there waiting for them. So the new feature that we're launching is Listing Toolkit. This is kind of building out on that. And so Listing Toolkit, this is a subscription, and it is geared specifically towards our listing agents. And its main goal is to win listings and help you sell your listings through a toolkit of products that kind of brings them all together and hopefully ties it up a little more closely to what we know the consumers are looking for. So part number one is Upnest. This is a platform for sellers for them to find listing agents. And so part of this is, first piece of your toolkit is getting your profile set up on Upnest. If you haven't heard of Upnest, I'm going to tell you a little more in just a second. We've also partnered with Cloud CMA, and it is obviously a best-in-class, fantastic product. I know many of your members already are using that through MLS Listings.
Definitely.
And this partnership not only allows you to have access to all of the CMA product itself within this toolkit, but because of our partnership, we're actually backfeeding a lot of our data and metrics that we get on buyers and sellers from Realtor.com to help enhance the information that Cloud CMA is pulling as well. So there's a lot of additional data and metrics in there that help build out these wonderful listing presentation reports and CMAs for your customers. Then on the sell side, we have a huge buyer audience. We have other products, for example, Ready Connect Concierge, where we connect buyers and sellers through our concierge product to agents. And so we know who the buyers are that are looking for houses like yours in specific markets. And part of this tool is also connecting you with their agent to say, hey, we've got a house over here that meets what your clients are looking for. So that's our buyer matching feature. And then we also have the ability to add some additional exposure through a promotion product, which I'll talk about kind of at the end. So Upnest, if you're not familiar with it, it is a wonderful product that allows listing agents to create a profile within this system. It is a platform specifically marketed to sellers. It's kind of I'm looking for a seller's agent or a listing agent, and I'm ready to sell my home. Who should I go to? And it integrates all of your profile information. We do have training on all of this. We have the basic training that will get you started to get your profile in there. And then much like our regular classes, we're going to be adding some advanced feature training to really get your profile on Upnest to stand out. And of course, we'll talk about how it compares to your Realtor.com profile, how it connects to your social media campaigns, and every other profile you're using to, again, lift your overall visibility. That part's free. So the Upnest product is built in and part of the same toolkit, and it gives you enhanced and more opportunity to reach out to those sellers there that are specifically looking for a listing agent. We talked about Cloud CMA already. Again, there's a lot of information. It's a fantastic platform to begin with, but now you have added features and additional information that's being added from Realtor.com, buyer data, a lot of preview and additional listing capabilities. So it's all going to tie in there and create a wonderfully robust part of the process. And for those of you familiar with Cloud CMA, already know it's a fantastic product anyway. And then matching buyers, like I mentioned, this is the ability, what you'll do is simply go into your listing. There'll be a matching buyers tab. You select on that, and it's going to show you all of the agents that have a buyer that already matches. Now, let me be clear. We're not connecting listing agents with buyers, agents, customers. You'll be connected with the buyer's agent, and it's already built in for you to reach out to them. There's a messaging system built in where it goes straight to the buyer's agent. You can say, hey, I happen to notice that you have a buyer that is looking in my area for this type of property. There's lots of matching features, and you can provide some additional information to them to kind of wave your hand and say, hey, by the way, while you're sifting through all the other properties out there, I've already got a match for you that could be a great match. So all of that is built into this as well. Last but not least, there is an add-on if you choose to do this. This isn't something necessarily you do for every property you're listing, but it's called listing promotion. And what it does is it guarantees that when somebody is searching for similar properties or doing a search on realtor.com in that market, price range, matching features, things like that, when the search results come up, obviously your listing is already going to be in those results. But what this does is it adds an additional panel in the second row, or what we call positions 5 through 8. So it can be in any one of those positions, so it doesn't always look like it's stuck in the same place every time they rerun their search, because we know consumers love to do that. But this allows them the ability, or allows you the ability, to pick and choose which listings. Maybe you have some that are in a much more competitive market, and you can simply go in your dashboard, go up to the upper right-hand corner. We have an online store. You can select the listing that you want to add. Now, you have to have the toolkit to have access to listing promotions. So it's an add-on to that toolkit. So that's not available to everybody by itself. But you can go in as a toolkit owner and go in and select the individual listings. You can decide how long you want it to run. You can decide what percentage of the appearances or marketplaces that your property is going to pop up there. And you have complete control over it. You don't have to call in. You don't have to do anything else. You have to talk to any salespeople. You can just simply pick and choose as you see fit. And then when you're done or the property sells, you can always cancel it out too. So all of that stuff is built into the listing promotion. Now, if you decide you want to get more information on this, as I mentioned, we're still in the process of launching. So it is starting in a few key markets, and they're going to continue to roll throughout the rest of June and into July and August. If you'd like to learn more, notified as soon as MLS listings are available, simply go to succeed.realtor.com/listing toolkit. It's a little place you can fill out your information, and we'll reach out to you just as soon as it's ready in your market. So it's a wonderful toolkit for our listing agents out there. It's a great way to find matching buyers. You can master your listing promotions with a cloud CMA tool, elevate your brand through Upnest, and then if you choose to individually, you can promote individual listings in your market in highly competitive markets. And that is a quick overview of our brand new listing toolkit.
And you guys have been busy over there, Roger.
We have, and there's more to come later this summer. So we're staying very busy. We've got lots to do, and it's a busy market out there.
It is. It's fantastic. That's some really cool stuff. The listing intelligence, the toolkit. It's a challenging market out there, and so for our agents out there, really, win those listings, like you said, stretch those marketing dollars and be more efficient with them. Jump on in at realtor.com here, guys. And if you have any questions, definitely, take a look at that succeed.realtor.com. Or reach out to us and we'll be happy to provide more. And we're going to be keeping an eye on you, Roger, because obviously, like you said, you guys got more to come. So I'm sure we're going to have you right back on in a few months. But this is
always great to talk to your members.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thanks so much, Roger, for coming on. Great stuff. And for our agents at home, stay tuned for our next vendor spotlight and keep an eye on Roger and realtor.com because we've got a lot of cool stuff out there.
Have a great summer.
Roger, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Make sure to check out our Pro Support page for additional videos on a full range of topics. And don't forget to click that subscribe button on our MLS Listings YouTube page.